Hello, I'm Bruce Peck and I'm with SelectBraces.com, and today we've got a good Facebook Live for you, and feel free at any time when we're talking to like this, to share this, to comment. I can help answer questions with anything. Today we're talking about how to use Snapchat as an orthodontist, and if you've heard about Snapchat and if you've heard about like the different user growth with it, you may be interested in knowing like how you can use it to target the specific people that will be coming into your practice. And that's just what we're going to answer today. We're going to give you an overview first off of like what Snapchat is, kind of like the why behind it, and then explain some real practical ways that you can take it and you can use it to grow your practice and to be able to build better relationships with your patients, better relationships with the people coming into practice. So without further ado, why use Snapchat? And I think the biggest reason, I have two reasons, but I think the biggest reason is that your future patients are using Snapchat. Let's take a look at some of these statistics. I think you'll find them fairly interesting. So there's 100 million active users on Snapchat currently. And then 52% of these are between 13 and 24, which is huge. So 100 million, 52% of them are between 13 and 24. Obviously, potential patients and potential customers of yours. And then finally, there's over 400 million snaps used a day. So it's not like people just go onto Snapchat and just like let it be. It's like there's tons of people that are using it, creating content, and doing all sorts of different things with it. So that's why it's important. And the second reason is engagement. So it's not just the fact that you can go out and you can reach out to all these different people. The second way is that Snapchat lets you build real relationships with people, so they can see who you are, they can see why you do what you do, and so it's really more intimate than Facebook is, than all these other different platforms. So how does it work? So I'm going to just give you, just in case you're not familiar with what Snapchat is, I'm just going to show you a little bit of how it works and how it can work for you. So this is kind of what it looks like. So you take a photo. So like the first thing that you get when you get on Snapchat, you have like this little button where you can take a photo of something. Then you have like this where you can swipe over and see some other stuff, and then we'll go into those. But basically, like it's a platform built for taking and sharing like photos. So you take a photo or you take a video of something, and then it goes on to something called your story. And so like if you take these throughout the day, like at the later on in the day, you have like a whole collection of what you did that day. And so then you put it on the story, and then you can see your other friends' stories, you can comment, you can kind of interact with them on that. And then you can also like talk with people individually that are your followers, like send them messages and do different things like that. But there's one little catch that I think makes Snapchat really one of the more unique platforms, is because it all disappears in 24 hours, and then you can only like view it like once without paying. So it's a little bit different. Like when someone sends you a snap, like after you view it, it disappears, and then the stories disappear within 24 hours. So it's really quick, it's really instant, it's live, it's moving. And it's a very unique platform. And so there's a lot of different creative ways that you can use it in your practice. And that's what we're going to talk about here for a second, is because it's a real solid way to be able to do a few different things. And so the example of this is, and he's not an orthodontist, but he is a dentist, and the way that he used Snapchat is a way to like show his life personally, like what he did. So he's like showing like just some of the different events and stuff that he's gone to, but also he answers the patients and parents' questions through Snapchat. So he uses it as a means to, like, when people are asking, like people may or may not be comfortable asking in person like different questions, and so he makes it like an open thing like that, and then makes it a way that people can really get to know him and get to ask advice in a really solid way. So that's the first way you could use it. You could use it to answer patients' and parents' questions and kind of like make them feel good that way. And the second way is, I think this is pretty interesting. So like no matter what you do, is you can use it to remain on the top of mind of people. So you can use it because of the nature of Snapchat, like the nature that people actually look on it daily and they look through these stories. If you're the orthodontist that's on their Snapchat and they see these creative, these interesting stories, you can remain in their head. You can so that when they're thinking about who to go to, you can be exactly in their mind, and you're the first person that comes up. So that's another way to use it. The third is and this is interesting. So you may or may not have heard of these before, but they're called geofilters. And I'll give you some examples of geofilters, but this is a really unique and it's a really kind of like modern way to promote your practice. So this is an example from Balin Orthodontist and kind of how they used it. So this is the image that would go on top of other images. And how you do this is you create some original artwork, and then you submit it to approval from Snapchat, and then you pick like a specific geographic area to put it in. So so these are some examples. So this is like McDonald's, an example of their geofilter. So if you're in a McDonald's in wherever, and say in New York City, when you're there, you'll have the people that are at that McDonald's will have the option to put this image on top of their image, and so it promotes your business as well as it gives them something more interesting and more visual that they can use. This is an example of apples, and so it's like with this one, when you're in the orthodontist practice and you're like, hey, I'm getting my teeth, whatever, like I'm getting my braces today, or I'm like getting adjusted. So. Whatever the reason is you're there, you can put a photo, this on top of the photo, and so it's promoting your brand to everybody that follows them on Snapchat. So it's very, very smart, and then you could put it around a high school, you could put it around just like a park or some kind of like geographic location where your target customer is likely to be at. And it's a phenomenal way to kind of promote yourself and do it in a unique way, and it's pretty interesting. So the fourth way is to show them the behind the scenes of what you do. So it's going out and using Snapchat as a way to show like, hey, like we're real human beings, we're really doing XYZ, and this is really like what our day-to-day looks like. So showing them that can show that like you don't have to be nervous, like it can kind of ease like some of the the stress that people have about things. So that's a few different ideas. And if you've got questions, I'd love to answer them. You can put them in the comment here, and I'll see them, and then we can chat about it. So I'd love to hear any questions that you've got. You can also join our community for orthodontists right here on Facebook. The link, the link is right here in the post, and so you can go and click over and join that. And also, if you ever have any questions, you can email me at bruce@selectbraces.com. And feel free, also, I should mention that if you're an orthodontist and you haven't yet created a free profile on selectbraces.com, it's the best place. It's a place for connecting orthodontists with your potential patients in a really, really specific way. And so check it out, selectbraces.com. And until Friday, I'm Bruce, and we'll chat again soon. So have a good one.